My next guest is a former soldier in the British Army, and he also fought alongside the Peshmerga, and he rescued a young Yazidi woman from one of those camps, from inside the notorious Al-Hol camp, where thousands of ISIS terrorists are being held. Alan Duncan, welcome to the programme.
Thank you for having me on.
Well, first of all, tell me, how are you, a former British soldier, how did you come to be fighting alongside the Peshmerga in Kurdistan, and how did you manage to rescue that young Yazidi woman, Naveen?
Well, I was watching what was happening in Iraq and Syria, and then we all remember thousands and thousands of men, women and children up the mountain surrounded by ISIS. We all remember them scenes. Eventually choppers got sent in to throw them food and chopper some of them out, and then there was that's when the world started to form the coalition. So I was sitting at home watching, and I thought, that ain't going to stop there. If we don't stop it there, it's going to be in Europe, it's going to be Britain next. So I thought, what can I do to help? And so I went across and volunteered and became a part of the Peshmerga. So, yeah, it was basically taking a stand against evil.
And then when you'd finished fighting alongside the Peshmerga, then you managed to get into the notorious Al-Hol prison camp. This is where the Kurds were guarding like thousands of these ISIS fighters and their families, and they're still there today. That's where you met Naveen, is that right?
Yeah, basically, I was once I'd finished for the Peshmerga, obviously I'd seen media coming in for years, and I've seen a lot of the BS that they'd been putting out, and I thought, well, why can't I grab a camera? So I ended up going into Al-Hol, into the western section, for about a month with just the camera and my good friend and fixer, Barzan, and basically we were surrounded by 11,000 Western ISIS. One day, Naveen came up to us and sneakily said, listen, I'm Yazidi. I'm not one of this lot.
And she had the black burqa on and everything that they were forced to wear, right?
Oh, yeah, she had all of that on, because obviously part of the slavery for the Yazidis is forced conversion and basically wearing that thing. So for her to come up to us and be brave enough to say, listen, I'm not one of this, I'm Yazidi. Please, what can you do? Help me. And we were like, holy, we're not even supposed to be in here. How do we do this? So with the help of others, we ended up, rescuing her, returning her to her family.
Wow,
yeah.
Incredible. Are you still in touch?
Oh yeah, we were just speaking 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
The thing is, I've obviously been on her journey. Now, the day that she was captured, obviously it was with thousands of other Yazidis, but she was captured with two family members, two girls. One was 12 years old. Oof. And they were all held as slaves. One of them has just had a baby last night.
Oh,
and she got rescued back to her family, and last night she had a baby. So in a way, that's a win for the Yazidis to restart building their community.
But do you think they can rebuild? I mean, they were absolutely devastated. The British government has recognised what happened to the Yazidi people by Daesh as a genocide, haven't they?
They have. Various countries have recognised the actual genocide. Bear in mind, you had Yazidis, thousands. There's still mass graves been found today. There's still bodies been identified via DNA today. There's still 2,600 Yazidi women and children captured August 2014, sold into slavery, still missing today and getting rescued today, including one rescued from Gaza by the IDF in Kogat.
Incredible. I want to ask you about the situation in Syria because, of course, it is very unstable now. We've had some very distressing reports about the massacre of other minorities inside Syria, the Alawites, the Druze, of course, most recently. The Kurds are under pressure as well. Just tell us, given your experience reporting there, what is your outlook for Syria now?
I was in the camp at Christmas. I was in the Al-Hol at Christmas. And when you've got ISIS that are sitting in there and saying, Damascus is free, next they come for us to free us. I feel that Jolani and his HTS jihadists are wanting Al-Hol in the prisons. They want control of them along with their backers, because HTS is still quite weak. So they need new recruits. Who's that going to be? Who's that going to be? It's going to come from, everybody says, but he's not ISIS and all the rest of this. His different groups are under one name. I think they're playing a long-term game. What happened to the Druze, what happened to the Druze just the other week, and also to the Alawites, I think that's a tiny insight of what is going to be coming. And I think Jolani and his backers are playing a long-term game to get stronger and to build that caliphate within Syria. I think the long term is looking bleak.
And do you think General Muslim Abdi can hold out, the SDF commander?
I think he can. Bear in mind that if it wasn't for the SDF, to be honest, the ISIS caliphate wouldn't have been defeated. The Kurds are fighters, they're warriors, they're very secular. Everybody's together in the SDF. Bear in mind that you've got Christians, you've got Yazidis, you've got different Arab tribes, and they're all under one. I think that the SDF can hold out as long as the West doesn't betray them and abandon them to Jolani and to Jolani's backers.
Yeah, pretty worrying outlook, but an absolutely wonderful story about Naveen. Thank goodness that you got her out of hell, literally. Thank you so much, Alan. Great to talk to you. Alan Duncan there.
Thank you.